students. I'm Madam Joyce from Educare TZ. I'm teaching biology, and today I'll be with you to discuss our topic, that is cytology, which is found in class level Form 5. Here we are going to discuss our subtopic, that is biochemistry. So you are warmly welcome. Here we have seen that So here we have seen that in the biochemistry, we try to see the organic component, that is the carbohydrate. So in carbohydrate, my student, in the last session, we terminate looking on the disaccharide, which is the second class of carbohydrate. So today we are going to discuss another thing, that is polysaccharide, which is multi-sugar. So we are going to discuss the polysaccharide. And when we say polysaccharide, meaning that multi-sugar, meaning that kunakuwa na sugar nyingi mno. So how is it formed, or why is it termed as multi-sugar? So, and how does that multi-sugar make this poly? So we are going to learn. Here we are saying that polysaccharide are polymer carbohydrate molecule composed of long chains of monosaccharide unit bound together by glycosidic bond. So polysaccharide, they are formed, or we can say that they are polymer of carbohydrate. Poly, the word poly meaning many. So they are formed by polymer of carbohydrate. So we have a lot of carbohydrate which are found from the first class, which is monosaccharide. Ndizo ambazo sasa baadaye zinakuja kutengeneza a unity or a long form or a long chain of the polysaccharide. And that long chain, it is connected, or it is linked by, or it is held together by the glycosidic bond. And now we can simply also say that on hydrolysis, they give their constituent monosaccharide. So also this polysaccharide, they tend to be hydrolyzed. So when they are hydrolyzed, they tend to bring back its monomers, ambazo tunaziita ni nini? Ni monosaccharides. So baadaye mwishoni ina uwezo mkubwa wa kuhydrolyze kama ikiwa kwenye maji au kwenye any kind of reaction, so that to form its molecules or its initial molecule, that is monosaccharide. So they range in structure from linear to highly branched molecules. Examples include histology, polysaccharides such as starch and glycogen, as well as the structural polysaccharides such as the cellulose and chitin. Kwa maana kwamba hizi polysaccharides, they tend to range in structure. Zinapatikana kwenye miundo tofauti tofauti. Inaweza ikawa in a linear form, or nikasema kwamba also it is found in highly branched. Unakuta kuna matawi mengi sana ambayo yametengeneza hii nini, hii ambayo tunaita polysaccharide. And a good example here include storage polysaccharides. And the storage polysaccharides here including the starch and also including the glycogen, as well as the structural polysaccharides such as cellulose and the chitin. Those are the natural forms, or those are the polysaccharides. They are naturally found in the starch, glycogen, or in the cell wall of the of different animals. For instance, in the arthropod, we have the chitin, which are found within the wall now, the outer structure. So that is all. That is all about how are they formed. How are they located within the body of any kind of living organism. And here we're talking about plant animals, we are talking about any other animals. But also we can simply say that such is the main storage of polysaccharide in plant. So tukija tukiongelea starch inakuwa yenyewe ni main form of storage in plant. It is made up of two polymers, that is amylose and amylopectin, while in animals and fungi we have glycogen, is the main storage form of polysaccharide. So kwenye starch tunasema kwamba hii inapatikana kwenye plants only. And that starch which is found within a plant, it is formed by combination of by two polymers, ambayo polymer ya kwanza hapa ni amylose na polymer ya pili ni amylopectin, ndiyo ambayo inakuja kutengeneza hii starch. So also hii starch, we have another storage form which is found in animals. We have fungi, animals and fungi, they use glycogen as the storage form. So these are the storage form of the polysaccharide. So the storage form of polysaccharide. So they store their food in those form. Either in plants we have seen their starch. In fungi together with the animal we all use the glycogen. But also in plants, cellulose is a structural constituent of their cell wall, while in fungi and most arthropods, chitin is the structural constituent of the cell wall and exoskeleton respectively. So ukiangalia kwenye plant, its structural component imetengenezwa na cellulose, lakini ukija kwenye fungi, tunasema kuja kwenye fungi and most arthropod, chitin is the most constituent of their cell wall. Kwa ina maana kwamba kwenye fungi together with the within the arthropod they use the chitin, ndio ambayo ipo kwenye ile structure yao, kwenye outer structure. Also chitin is one of the polysaccharide which is found in arthropod. So this chitin, it is found in the arthropod, but within the fungi, remember we have seen that they use the glycogen for the storage, but on the structural constituent which is found within the plant, it is the same as that is found within the fungi. So now let's discuss the properties of the polysaccharide. What are the properties of the polysaccharide? Je, ili itwe polysaccharide inakuwa na sifa gani? And here we are simply say that the polysaccharide are complex carbohydrates made up of long chain of monosaccharides units. Here are some key properties of the polysaccharide. Kwa kila polysaccharide unayoiona inakuwa na sifa yake za kipekee. And here we have said that these are the complex carbohydrates zinatengenezwa na long chain of monosaccharide. So within a polysaccharide is whereby you can find also monosaccharide. So now let's first see these features or these properties of polysaccharide. The first feature here on this structure, the structure of polysaccharide, how is it look like? Polysaccharide can be linear or branched in structure, which influence their properties and function. For instance, we have the cellulose is a linear polysaccharide, while glycogen is highly branched. Kwa polysaccharide ipo kwenye miundo tofauti tofauti. Kuna ile ambayo ipo kwenye linear form, mfano wake mzuri hapa tuna ile cellulose ambayo inapatikana kwenye plant. But also we have the example of polysaccharide which is called is the glycogen. This glycogen, it is highly branched, kwa maana kwamba inakuwa na matawi mengi sana. Tutakuja kuiona hii structure ya polysaccharide na hizi branched this branched structure of polysaccharide, how are they look like. So here you have to notice that the structure of polysaccharide, they vary. We have other polysaccharide which are linear form, but example of which we have already mentioned, that is cellulose. But also we have a polysaccharide which they are highly branched. Example of it, which is the glycogen. And another feature or another property of a polysaccharide, here we can say that solubility. Most polysaccharides are not soluble in water, especially those with high molecular weight. However, some like starch can form gel in waters. So tunasema kwamba most of the polysaccharides, they are not soluble in water, meaning that they cannot dissolve within the water. Kwa sababu gani haziwezi kudissolve within the water? Is because of their molecular weight. they have a high molecular weight. So due to high molecular weight which is possessed within their structure, ndio ambapo tunasema kwamba haziwezi na zika dissolve completely within the water. But we have some or few polysaccharide which they tend to dissolve in the water, but not in a complete way, or they form other solution. For instance, we have the starch. The starch, they can form gel in water. They form gels in water, and they are not dissolving completely. They form a solution which is a gel in water. So you can see it is quite different. The difference between the polysaccharide, monosaccharide and disaccharide is that solubility in nature. Tulivyokuwa tunaangalia kwenye disaccharide na monosaccharide, tukasema zile zote zina uwezo wa kudissolve completely within the water and to form different kind of solution. But the big difference between all of these, that is polysaccharide, they are not soluble in water, meaning that they cannot dissolve completely within the water. Kwa sababu gani? Is due to the presence of their molecular weight, higher molecular weight. So when the molecular weight of a substance it is highly, we can say that it cannot dissolve within the water. Its molecular weight is high, denser than the water, so it tends to float. So that is all about the importance, the properties of the polysaccharide. That is the second property of polysaccharide. And my students, let's end here. In the next part of this session, we're going to clarify more about the properties of this polysaccharide. So thank you for listening.